Why, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Truly Odd podcast, where we bring you the latest in game news and movie news. I am your host, Joe Garcia. Grab your controllers, get your popcorn, and let's go ahead and dive right on in to the topics. We're going to first start off with our game news topics of the day. And our first topic of the day for game news is we have a official launch trailer for Killing Floor 3. So let's go ahead and take a look. Again, mind you guys, YouTube's a bit finicky and a bit of a bitch, so we're going to probably have to mute here and there and talk over things, but let's go ahead and dive in and take a look.
Let's get down to work, shall we?
A swarm is gathering.
Now, I've never played a Killing Floor game. I don't know if you guys have, but I just haven't had the opportunity to. But this trailer actually looks pretty interesting. I'm a big fan of like shooters and things like that when it comes to like waves of enemies, and this seems to be something similar to that from this trailer from what I'm seeing. So if you guys have played a Killing Floor game, should I check out the other two? Let me know if it's similar to this one. You know, this kind of gives me a bit of a. Forgive me, guys. There's some music playing here, so I'm gonna mute it for a little bit. This kind of gives me a Doom and Call of Duty Zombies esque feel, and I'm all for it. Uh, but yeah, I don't know why I've never checked out the other two games. I guess they just never captured my attention, or maybe I just never really looked into the games, or I haven't really been doing things like this for long. I never really had my nose to gaming news as I do currently. I was more into the movie news aspect of things because I was, working in the game industry. So I kind of, in my personal life, kind of stayed away from all the other gaming stuff because I wanted to have a little peace time. But now that, things have been a little different in my life, just checking games like this out very much interests me. And this looks very entertaining and very fun. Of course, every game has their issues, but this does look pretty interesting. Let's see if they stop with the music.
Give me the panic. Oh, I think I might have done a little wee.
But yeah, what do you guys think of this trailer? I think it looks like a lot of fun. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. Now, I know the game isn't coming out till the 24th, but this just looked very entertaining and very interesting. So let me know what you guys think. Are you going to be getting Killing Floor 3 on the 24th? And again, should I check out the other two original games? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And that does it for that topic. We're going to get and move on to our next topic of the day. So PlayStation today released some gameplay footage of, or an extended gameplay trailer of Echoes of the End. If you haven't heard of this game, let's go ahead and check it out. Now, this extended gameplay footage is about 17 minutes long, so we're not going to sit here and watch the entire thing. Probably check out 5-10 minutes. We'll see how it goes as we go along. So let's go ahead and jump in and check out some of this gameplay. Now, mind you, the graphics look phenomenal already, just right here off the menu. I'm surprised they didn't capture this on a PS5 Pro.
Your father seemed to me a man of vision, a man who understood the true potential of your power. What a disappointment you must have been. You truly are a vestige, a slave to the shackles of a stagnant world. We'll find our own way. Kill them.
Wait, I'll be your guide. Just please don't hurt her.
Just off the bat here, the acting looks like it's phenomenal. They think that probably did some motion capture here, it looks like, with the way that people were looking in their face and stuff like that. So it does look pretty interesting so far when it comes to that aspect. Oh, it looks like we're going to get some combat. Let's check it out.
Dance with me.
How are you guys feeling about this combat so far? While it's visually appealing, I don't know, things look pretty stiff to me in my opinion. It's not flowing smoothly, if that makes sense. Yeah, combat just doesn't look very appealing. I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I overthinking this, or am I just not feeling it right? I just feel like things are very stiff, not very smooth animations and gameplay footage. Just I don't know. I guess stiff is the only way I can really explain it. What do you guys think so far? Yeah, that's a cool little boss fight. We're gonna skip ahead here and check out some other aspects of the game, play footage as we go along. I'm sure that yeah, look right here we got a long story and stuff like that. I'll have everything linked in the description down below if you guys want to go ahead and check out the entire gameplay footage. But I just want to skip ahead and see some other combat aspects and things of that sort. Oh, we got a puzzle here it seems.
You're really trying to make
Let's see.
yourself useful, huh?
And quite successfully so, I'd say. Gromery, look out!
Yeah, I'm not liking the way this combat's looking so far. I don't know. So with most games like, Dark Souls and Black Myth Wukong and things like that. I'm saying those games because they seem kind of similar to this God of War-esque. The hits feel, I don't know, more. Maybe it's because I'm not holding the controller, but the hits feel more like they're connecting, whereas this just feels like it's not connecting for some reason, and I don't know why. Again, it might be because I don't have the controller and I'm not feeling it in the gameplay, and also the combat is just not smooth. Like it's just not looking good to me. Like the graphically, it's beautiful, but just the combat and the movement is just not looking good. I don't know. Maybe I'm overanalyzing it, guys. You're just gonna have to let me know what you guys think. Let's see right here, her jumping across. Yeah, see, things just don't look smooth. I'm just repeating myself at this point when it comes to this being a very stiff feeling game. Go ahead and jump ahead again and take a look at some other aspects of the game if they have it here. Let's see here.
Huff. I should have packed better boots.
Mercian leather failing you?
I'm more inclined to blame Ceruvian roads.
You want us to pave the mountain trails?
Could you? That would be very nice, right about now.
Okay, so I think that's a good example. Like the jumping animation and landing. I don't know. I know not every game is perfect when it comes to those animations and those cancellations and things like that, but something's just off here. And mind you, this game ain't coming out until I think this game's coming out in August, if I'm not mistaken. So they have room to improve. This is probably an early copy. Things have probably been polished and stuff like that. So don't judge it just based off this one thing. If you're feeling how I'm feeling, so we're gonna have to wait to see how things look closer to the game's release. But yeah, this is not looking great. Again, not visually, just gameplay wise. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and call it there. Now, if you guys are interested in seeing the whole 17 minutes, again, I'll have it linked in the description down below. But let me know what you guys thought of this little gameplay footage that we got to see. Again, I'm not feeling it as far as the combat, the way it's looking. Graphically beautiful again, you can't complain about graphics that look this good. I'm just hoping that they are able to fix whatever issue I'm seeing here with the combat as it comes closer to the release. But it looks very entertaining. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about this gameplay. Ciao. shall we move on to our next topic? And our next topic of the day is going to be under the rumor mill. So right now it is rumored that the next Call of Duty game coming in 2027, mind you, so 2 years from now. So let's see, we have a Call of Duty coming out this year, next year. So the two Call of Duties from now, the third one, is currently being developed by Sledgehammer Games, and it is currently rumored that they are going to be doing a, how would you call it here? A sub-series, a new sub-series. A lot of people were hoping that they would be doing a Advanced Warfare sequel or something of that sorts, but it looks like Sledgehammer is going to be making their own sub-series. And if you're wondering what a sub-series is, you have the Modern Warfare, which is a sub-series, World War II sub-series, anything in that genre of World War II, like Vanguard, is included in the World War II sub-series. Then you have the Black Ops sub-series, which is basically, again, part of the Call of Duty, but its own little series, sub-series of the thing. So if you guys are curious about what that meant, that's kind of what that means there. And so we got here rumors that they're going to be developing a new sub-series for Call of Duty. It's not going to be Ghosts or anything of that sort, at least. And apparently, in this rumor, they're talking about the way that they're going to be focused on more movement. Most of the new Call of Duty game, like Black Ops 6, just introduced kind of new movement in the game, and this one wants to focus on some hand-to-hand combat, some karate moves, some kicks and stuff like that. So that would be interesting for them to introduce things like that if this rumor is true again. And this comes to us from the Ghost of Hope. Now, I don't know who this is, and I don't know how good he is at getting information and all his rumors and things of that sort, but this comes to her from him. So I'm assuming that if an article is going to be written about him, he has some insight and some information as to what's going on. And here's one of his posts that he posted about the Call of Duty game to come in 2027 being done by Sledgehammer. So again, mind you, we're not sure if this is, they might be working on Advanced Warfare 2, so who knows? We'll have to wait and see when the game actually comes out. But I'm curious what the sub-series would be. It says here in the rumor that it's going to be kind of like not a modern warfare, but more modern gameplay or modern set in modern times. So we'll have to wait and see. There's also something set here that it looks like Infinity Ward is working on a Modern Warfare 4, which is rumored again. So a lot of rumors going on with the Call of Duty franchise. I do think it's interesting that Black Ops 6 came out and now they're doing Black Ops 7 so quickly after they initially did that release. So Treyarch has been putting in a lot of work, giving time for the other studios to develop something new, something interesting, hopefully. And Sledgehammer seems to be the one more experimental of the three studios. If you don't know who the three studios are, you got Treyarch with the Black Ops series, you have Infinity Ward with like the Modern Warfare series, and Sledgehammer's been a little bit of the in-between guy, the little experimental guy working on, certain things like going back to the World War aspect, doing Advanced Warfare. So they've been a little bit of the more experimental side of things. So it's exciting to see what more things they can experiment, because I feel Call of Duties are very cookie cutter games. If you don't know what cookie cutter games basically means, is of course you take a cookie cutter, you plug and make a cookie out of it, and each game is very similar shaped and very similar to each other. And that's my problem with Call of Duty. And I love Sledgehammer Games. They were the first studio I got to work with when I got into the game industry. I worked on Advanced Warfare games. My name is in the credit of that game, so that's very fun to see. And I also worked on one of the Black Ops games. I think it was Black Ops 3 I got to work on, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it 4? No, it was 3. But yeah, just the fact that I've gotten to work with these franchises, I'm excited to see where they go. Now, after working with them, I did step away from the Call of Duty franchise for a while, because once you work on a game every single day, you kind of want to play other things. At least that's just how I felt when I was done working there. But coming back to it, I'm loving to see what they're going to be one of the Black Ops is probably my favorite of the franchises. Now, mind you, I haven't bought Black Ops 6 or Black Ops 7 or Cold War, but that's just because, again, I kind of wanted to step back from the whole Call of Duty of it all. But I'm thinking about picking it back up, especially if they're going to be introducing like new sub-series and stuff like that, where they can introduce gameplay aspects and stuff like that. But let me know what you guys think. Does this excite you? If this rumor is true, are you hoping it's true? Or do you want an Advanced Warfare 2 from Sledgehammer? Moving on to our next topic of the day, we have a bit of an update and some details regarding the Subnautica 2 lawsuit. Now, this doesn't break down the entirety of the lawsuit or anything like that, but we kind of get a gist of what's going on here with the information, and I'm going to sum it up for you guys so you guys don't have to read this entire article. But again, if you're interested, I will have everything linked in the description down below if you're interested in checking out and reading all this for yourself. But it looks like here the issue is they had three founders for the studio at Subnautica. It looks like the Krafton, which is the South Korean studio or company or publisher, replaced them with someone else. And they initially signed a deal with them. There's a bit of a timeline where they signed the initial deal, and the deal said that they were going to be paid out a $250 million bonus as the game is not released, depending on a certain milestone of payment that it's made to the company if they do a certain number or whatever. You get what I'm saying. Anyways, what ended up happening was the studio wanted to do a a pre-release of early access. Sorry, they wanted to do early access, but Krafton did not want them to do early access, saying that the game was not ready. I guess there had been some leaks about how the game was looking, and Krafton said it's not ready to be released or anything of that sort. But early access is not necessarily a release, so it is kind of an industry standard thing where you do early access to get players input information and to see how the servers are holding up for the game and things of that sort, so you can fix bugs or look at things that you haven't really looked at, almost like a beta phase, if you want to say, for the game. So that's kind of what early access is or should be at that point, or to bring in some initial funds to help finance the rest of the game. If you're selling for the early access, some early access can be free depending on the studio and things like that. So very interesting that they decided to not do early access and push it. And again, it seems like Krafton did that to not pay out the $250 million. But again, also it could be the three founders wanted to push the early access so they can get that $350 million bonus. But here are the three things, the counts that they are being sued for. Count 1, breach of contract damages. Count 2, breach of contract, specific performance, forgive me. Count 3 in the alternative, breach of convent. What does convent mean? Let me know what you guys know what that means. I don't know what that means. Breach of convent of good faith and fair dealing. So yeah, there's just a lot going on here with this. There's going to be a very interesting court battle, because at what point is it okay to release an early access game? So Krafton's defense is going to have to be it wasn't ready for early access, and they're going to have to bring proof of it not being ready. And then the founders are going to have to bring proof of it being ready for early access, as far as, maybe other examples of other games with issues of early access trying to, so it just either one doesn't want to pay out, one wants to receive the money, or maybe a mix of both. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here, but this is very interesting information. Oh, also the three founders want to regain control of their studio. That's also part of this lawsuit, which is, I think, a good thing for them, because, if they were replaced and kicked out in that way, it's kind of sad to see that happen to them, but just a very interesting case in general. So we'll keep an eye out on what's happening with Subnautica 2, at least as far as this lawsuit's concerned. But let me know what you guys think so far of this lawsuit. And if you guys are even interested in this case, or if you guys want to talk about something else or move on from it, if this is just drama, Moving on to our last game news topic of the day. It looks like Ubisoft is now making a new subsidiary company, and the co-CEO is going to be the son of current CEO of Ubisoft. So a bit of nepotism here. Now, that's not knocking what's this gentleman's name? Hold on, I think it's here in this article. Charlie Gultmont. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. That's not knocking his career. He's been doing this for many years now, not as a CEO, but in the game industry. I think initially he left Ubisoft to work on a Web3 company. I can't remember what the name of it was, but he did something there, and then he returned to Ubisoft. I don't think that other company did very well, or at least I haven't heard anything from it since he initially went there. So yeah, a bit of nepotism here, you know, but I'm not saying he can't do the job, but I'm saying that he got the job probably because of his dad. And I don't knock anyone from doing that. You know, if you have knowledge or you know someone in high places, a family member that's, you know, doing very successful in their career, I think it's good for you to not only get help in furthering your career, but also you can contact them and use them for advice and things like that to help you with your career and things that you have questions of on positions that you've never done before. That being said, he's also going to be working alongside Christoph Durenas, who I don't know much about, but he is going to be the other co-CEO for this new subsidiary. That gentleman is right here, balding under Ubisoft, and the younger one on the left would be the current CEO's son. If you're just curious what they look like, that's who they are. And but most importantly about this topic, besides nepotism and things like that, and people probably going to complain a lot about this, is what this new subsidiary is going to be working on. Looks like they're going to be including Assassin's Creed's games for this subsidiary, Far Cry, Rainbow Six. So that's kind of going to be the main focus of this, and I think that's going to include maybe some remakes and things of that sort for this studio. Probably remaking Assassin's Creed. I know it's been rumored that Assassin's Creed is going to probably get some remakes at some point. So this is probably the subsidiary that's going to be starting with the remakes, maybe starting with the original game and things of that sort. So exciting for what the subsidiary is going to be doing and working on. I hope they bring back Rainbow Six Vegas, because that was fun. I would love for them to remake that or do a new version of it. So hopefully the studio can do interesting things with the franchises that they're going to be taking over. And yeah, we'll see what his son ends up doing as far as being a new co-CEO of this new subsidiary company. But what do you guys think? Do you guys get annoyed with some of the nepotism going on in the world, or are you okay with it like me? You know, if you know who you know, fucking more power to you. You know, if I knew someone, as if my dad was a CEO of a company, you fucking best believe I'd be a co-CEO somewhere. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna lie and sit here and be like, I'm gonna do it on my own. No, fuck that. I'm gonna take advantage. Just saying. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And that does it for our game news topics of the day, guys. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our movie news topics. And we have with our first movie news topic, a new trailer for Tron Ares has dropped. Now, mind you, YouTube, again, is a bit of a bitch. So we're going to have to go over this one on mute because they are very, very particular. But let's go ahead. Again, everything's in the description down below if you guys want to check it out for yourself. But let's go ahead and check out some of these visuals. And sadly, again, I'm going to have to mute this. Now, the first trailer, again, was a bit of a teaser introducing us to what's going to happen as far as the, the Tron world coming to our world and invading and things like that, it looked like. And now with this trailer, that's a cool opening, by the way, with the Disney logo. But this one seems to be introducing us to more what the story is. And it looks like now that we have a character who kind of has control of this world and is, let's see if we could play some audio.
They are coming here. I would like you to meet Ares, the ultimate soldier. He's biblically strong, lightning fast, supremely intelligent. And if he is struck down on the battlefield, I will simply make you another.
So that's basically the concept for the movie. It seems like he's trying to sell some military assets to the military and get contracts and things of that sort. And of course, things ensue. It looks like Ares here, played by, oh my god, why can't Morbius. That's gonna bother me. Hold on one second, guys. Let me see. I'll give you some play while I look it up.
I'm looking for something. something I do not understand.
And you can see why I gotta put it on mute with the music. Yeah, by Jared Leto, forgive me. So yeah, Jared Leto's in this, and he's going to be playing Ares, and it looks like and again, I'm not a big fan of Ares, and we got the return, of course, of Jeff Bridges returning to Tron, which is really good. It looks like he's playing more of a godly figure. I don't think he's actually the human version of himself, but we're gonna have to wait and see what happens here. And I'm curious if it's gonna connect to the other Tron movie. Was it Tron Legacy? So I'm curious if they're gonna connect in some way. That shot is freaking awesome. I love the way that that looks right there. But yeah, I think this movie is going to be very interesting and very good. What do you guys think so far? And I'm loving the concept of, kind of utilizing this technology to, as a military asset. And then Ares himself kind of has his own mindset, he gets his own consciousness, and he kind of does his own thing, it looks like. But I'm curious as to what the invasion aspect of it, because if Ares is the good guy and he's not the one invading, who is? And maybe that's Jeff Bridges' character. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens there. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below of this trailer. Moving on to our next movie news topic of the day. It looks like we have our first billion-dollar film of 2025, and that would be Lilo and Stitch. Yes, Lilo and Stitch has finally reached the billion-dollar mark, the first movie to do so in 2025. And that's interesting to say because we've had some pretty good movies come out this year as far as, franchise movies and stuff like that. We're used to seeing MCU movies hit the billion-dollar mark almost all the time, so it looks like they've fallen off over the years, but it's nice to see Lilo and Stitch finally hit that mark. They're followed not far behind by Minecraft. If we're going to take a look here, see if we refresh this. Now, so I want to remind you, there it is, it updated. So it wasn't updated a second ago, but yes, we see here at $1.001 billion, which is awesome for Disney. I'm sure they're happy, and I cannot wait for Lilo and Stitch 2. Hopefully they do a little bit. It wasn't as good as the animated series, but I really enjoyed Lilo and Stitch's interaction, and I can't wait to see a little more from these guys. Now, Nezon 2, I want you guys to take this one with a bit of an asterisk, only because the Chinese box office is not fully reported the way that other places report their box office. So that's kind of a bit iffy when it comes to that information as far as that animated movies is concerned. But if I'm not mistaken, I think they're going to be doing a domestic release soon with it being dubbed. We're going to have to wait and see what happens there. But not far behind from Lilo and Stitch's Minecraft the movie, which may make it to the billion-dollar mark. We're going to have to see what it does by the end of this weekend to see if maybe next weekend it hits the billion-dollar mark. It's only $50 million or $45 million off, so it could possibly do it. We're going to have to wait and see what happens there. And very far behind Minecraft, we have Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning at almost $600 million. And of course, right below that, we have How to Train Your Dragon at almost at $565 million. Now, I do think that Mission Impossible will be hitting the $600 million mark. As far as Minecraft hitting the billion-dollar mark, let's go ahead and take a look here and see what Minecraft did this past weekend at domestic box office, so we can see if that's where it's going to be getting its money from. All territories here. Let's see. Is it out of release already? Where is the weekend? Huh. I'm not seeing what I want to see. Go ahead and check out domestic here. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So this past weekend, what are we looking at? Oh no, it looks like it's out of theaters domestically. So maybe that's not where we're going to be getting our numbers from. Maybe worldwide we will. I don't know, guys. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to do it. I'm going to keep an eye out for this one to see how it does next weekend and see if that number goes up, and I will let you guys know. But yeah, sadly, probably not going to be it for the Minecraft movie. But again, Lilo and Stitch, congratulations. Phenomenal for them to hit the billion-dollar club. hit the $1 billion mark. What next movie do you think will hit the $1 billion club in 2025, if at all? Me personally, I think the next movie will, of course, be Avatar. I have no doubt that that's going to hit the $1 billion club at least. Probably the $2 billion club if the first two movies are to be looked at and taken in that way. But yeah, what do you guys think of this information? Are you happy to see Lilo and Stitch hit the $1 billion mark? Are you hoping to get a sequel? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Moving on to our next movie news topic of the day. It looks like Netflix is currently working on a live action Assassin's Creed series. Now, if you guys did not know, I want to say about 5 years ago, they first got like the rights to do this, and it's taken this long for them to get this off the ground. But finally, I guess we're getting some more information regarding the live action series. It looks like things are moving ahead. They got a lot of people involved in this to produce and to do everything they want to do. We're teaming up with Ubisoft and stuff like that to get things done. I think this is exciting news. I'm hoping now the movie that they did initially wasn't the best, so I'm hoping that they are able to do this in a good TV series, Mark. You know, reintroducing. You know, I'm not sure if they're gonna go back to, was it Nesmond? What was his name in the original Assassin's Creed game? Let's see if we can find his name. I can't. It's been so long, and honestly, my hope for the Assassin's Creed initially was for them to take that character and bring him to the modern day as an assassin. Let's see, what was his name? First Assassin's Creed game. I don't know why it is not bringing up the characters. Designer, release, gameplay, plot. Here we go, plot. Let's see, where's it at? Desmond Miles. Thank you. Sorry, that was gonna bug me. I don't know if you guys get the same way I do when I can't remember a name or anything like that. It bugs the shit out of me, and I gotta look it up right then and there. Otherwise, it's gonna bother me. Anyways, so yeah, I hope that they do it from Desmond's perspective and reintroduce that story. I would love to see the Ezio storyline for like season 2 and things like that. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited to see an Assassin's Creed live action series come to Netflix? Moving on to our next movie news topic of the day. It looks like while yesterday we got a nice teaser for the Mortal Kombat movie, we now have the actual trailer and some character posters. So let's go ahead and look at this trailer because it is awesome and I enjoy it. Now this is Red Band, so if you guys are squeamish, go ahead and find the Green Band version on your own time. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and check this out right now. Again, YouTube finicky, might have to mute things. We'll see.
You're Johnny Cage. I loved Citizen Cage when I was a kid.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
They should do a reboot.
Now I know this is kind of cheesy with the Citizen Cage and stuff like that, but God, I want to watch these movies. They sound awesome.
You have been chosen to fight. Tell me you're not some crazy fans. How are you doing that?
Are you coming or what?
Guys, this looks so awesome. What are you guys thinking so far? I just cannot wait to see Kyle Urban as Johnny Cage.
It's a fighting tournament. To the death.
Fuck that.
This is a war for the fate of your world.
You dickheads in or what?
I'm gonna have to mute things here because YouTube's big. Looks like we got Jade coming in, fighting Jax. This looks awesome, guys. I cannot wait. And now, I don't know if you noticed in the trailer, you saw not Kung Lao. Is it Kung Lao? Kung Lao. So I'm curious how they're gonna bring him back to this after he passed in the. We got Baraka here. You know, I don't like the way. Forgive me, guys. I'm gonna rewind it here. I don't like the way Baraka's talking here.
Not the face.
But what are you guys thinking so far? Are you liking the way that this is looking? I think this looks absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot wait to see this. I'm curious what they're going to do. Oh, the return of Scorpion. He's my favorite. I want them to make a solo movie about his character because it looks awesome. And Shao Kahn right here. Okay, I'm gonna definitely have to show you guys this part. This part's awesome. Noob Saibot. I love that. Oh, what a cool way to, you know, kill a character without killing a character. Kind of show us fatalities without actually giving us fatalities. October 24th, guys. What do you guys think of this trailer now? I'm sorry I couldn't play all the audio again. YouTube's a bit of a bitch, so I don't want to deal with them. And we're going to go ahead and check out the character posters now, all right? So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these posters. We got, of course, hold on. I don't know why this website's doing this, but we'll do this. We got the Johnny Cage poster. Really awesome. Loving the green. Everything's looking. And I love it how kind of custom these posters are. You know, we got Jade, also green. But I love how they made it a little bit different from Johnny. Kind of, you know, making it their own thing. We got, of course, Scorpion. So cool. I love Scorpion as a character. I love Sub-Zero and everything like that. So good. Jax here. We got Sonya Blade. We got Sindel, who looks really, really cool, by the way, I think. Cannot wait to see her in this movie. Seems like they got a lot going on in this movie, so I'm curious how it's all gonna come together. Shang Tsung. Raiden. Kung Lao. So they do showing that it is Kung Lao. I thought they were gonna kind of keep that bit of a secret, but I did see him in the trailer, and I'm curious. I don't know if he's gonna be zombified because it did look like he was fighting Luke Cage, or not Luke Cage, Liu Kang in the trailer. So we're gonna have to see what happens with his character, how he gets brought back. We got Katana. You know what else I'm loving? I'm loving that the actors for these posters aren't like, you have to show my face. I'm loving that they're actually doing this part. It's Bio Han. I don't think I like that. It should be Noob Saibot. He's Noob Saibot, right? In the games? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't like that. What do you guys think? Got Baraka here. Baraka's pretty cool. Again, I don't like the way he talked in the trailer. I wish they would have gave him that whole giant mouth moving, but I mean, hey, you know, it is what it is. I'm here for the fights. And of course, you got the old teaser of Uncaged Fury. We got the actual poster here. This looks so cool. Such a good poster. And then I think we just got some shots from the trailer here. Oh god, that's gonna be my wallpaper. That looks so awesome. I'm wondering if they're gonna have a poster for Shang Tsung. They don't seem to have one here. Yeah, see, okay, this is the one I was talking about with Kung Lao and Luke Cage, or Luke Cage. I keep saying Luke Cage, Luke Kang. And also, I didn't see a Luke Kang poster, did I? Who knows? Maybe those ones are still to come. Yeah, I don't see a Luke Kang poster. Maybe they're going to drop those a little bit later. But yes, those are some of the posters, character posters. I think this movie looks awesome. And mind you, the first one wasn't great, but I just love seeing these characters come back. And I just realized they also brought back Kano. They're going to have to explain that. I'm wondering how they're going to explain those characters coming back to life. Maybe there'll be some time travel shenanigans. Maybe Shao Kahn brought them back. Maybe Shang Tsung brought them back. Who knows? We're going to have to wait and see what happens there. And moving on to our last movie news topic of the day, guys. Netflix has another series coming that is not Assassin's Creed, but this one is Captain Planet, which I'm very excited about because I'm a huge Captain Planet and the Planeteers fan. I used to watch this when I was a kid. Loved it whenever they fucking put all their powers combined. You know, I was a big old fan with this when I was a child, so it'd be exciting to see this come to fruition. And you know, I think it's good, a good message as well, because Leonardo DiCaprio and his production company is involved in this, and I think for a while Glenn Powell was involved in this until he had his Top Gun Maverick fame and things like that. So I don't know if he's still going to be attached or if he's going to be maybe producing or maybe even has a hand in it. But yeah, it looks like they are finally getting off the ground, and we have a writer in Tara Hernandez. She is set to write this currently, and if you don't know who Tara Hernandez is, let me go ahead and pull up her IMDb page so you guys could check out who she is. Now, mind you, she hasn't done a lot of work in her career as far as writing, but I don't know how many seasons of these shows that she's worked on. She worked on The Big Bang Theory, Young Sheldon, and Mr. Davis. I haven't seen any of these only because I'm not a Big Bang Theory fan, or Young Sheldon because I don't like Big Bang Theory necessarily. But I don't know how long she's been a writer on this. Maybe she did a season, maybe she did two, maybe she did all of them. Who knows? But I didn't look into that too far, but I think it's good. She seems to be a comedy writer, and this is going to need to have a lot of fun comedy, and I'm sure she is phenomenal. We're going to have to wait and see how it all turns out. If you're interested in hearing more of a breakdown, go ahead and check out this article. But I am excited to see a Captain Planet series come to Netflix. I was more hoping for a movie, but I guess it makes more sense as a series. I'm more worried about what they're going to do as far as, the characters and things like that. So I'm more interested in how that's going to be portrayed with this show going forward. And I don't know, we don't have any dates set to when this might be released, so we might be looking at a 2027 release for this show. Who knows? But it's cool that it's going to be in development currently, and I am very excited to see it. And if you don't know why Leonardo DiCaprio is involved, he's very I'm not sure to say conscious about the environment and things of that sort. Driving EV cars and stuff like that. So he's very aware of the environment. So I think Captain Planet is a great message for global warming and things like that. So it's a great time to reintroduce this show and reintroduce these characters. And I'm loving the fact that we get to have, I feel like a lot of shows and a lot of TV series kind of push diversity a little too much. And what I mean by that is, what I like about older movies is if a character was black, if a character was Hispanic, if a character was Asian, they were just there. It was never explained. It was never dealt with. It was just whatever. It was what it was. If a character was homosexual, it didn't matter. What mattered was we're telling this story and these characters are involved. We didn't dwell on it. We didn't push for it. We didn't get information about it unless it was part of the plot and part of the story moving forward. And I feel like a lot of shows and a lot of TV series don't really do that now. They kind of focus on it, and really make it part of it, and it's unnecessary. If me and you were let's say me and you were at a store and something happened, and now there's a zombie apocalypse, and now me and you are part of the story. The fact that my girlfriend is Asian has nothing to do with that. Unless it's part of the plot, me going to find my girlfriend and make it a whole, that's the whole part of the series, then yeah, if I suck dick or not is not part, it's not no one's business. Not saying I do, I'm just saying that's no one's business and not part of surviving a zombie apocalypse, unless again I'm the main character and you're focusing on me and my sexuality. But again, that's not what a lot of these shows want to do. They kind of just dwell in it, and they just need to push past it and tell the story that they need to be told. So that's what I'm hoping they do here with Captain Planet. They have a great diverse cast with all these 5 characters, including Captain Planet. So I'm curious, and it'd be nice to see what's his name? Oh damn it, War Machine. Why can't I think of his name? Hold on 1 second. Don Cheadle. I thought about it before I typed it in. I would love to see Don Cheadle return as Captain Planet in a more serious aspect. That'd be a lot of fun. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited to see a Captain Planet show come to Netflix? And yeah, that does it for today's episode. Double check, we didn't miss anything? No, we did not. Yep, that's a wrap for today's episode of the Truly Odd Podcast, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. And always remember, guys, stay true, be odd.